advice, any comments, any suggestions that you can give to make my ministry more and more relevant to help as many people. And as my regards, when it comes to this one, I'll put up all good comments for this foundation and congratulations. I think Perdana Menteri also heard, that you have been doing so well, and I think this is something that Yang Berhormat Datuk Johari later, that's your part lah. But me will be women, will be on my kumpulan SASA. I treasure all the help from all of you all this time, and I think this makes us all a better Malaysia. So once again, congratulations to all of you. And as you know, women are mothers. Women are our mothers. Women are our wives, your wives. Women are our sisters. Women are our daughters. And it is so important that we don't want them to go through all those hardships. But I think women of Malaysia, I think they now are more and more confident and motivated that they're able to play their part in every aspect of development for our beloved country. So because of that, once again, congratulations, and I'll end up with this motivational, a little bit kind of words. First, thank you for inviting me together with Datuk Jo here. Yeah, and I'm very pleased. And sure, Tan Sri, I don't mind. You can even tell me where are pockets of those ladies that got the foundation help that you want me to meet up. And sure, I'll go to your heart foundation, not heart foundation, but that foundation just where you get the food. Yeah, why not? Because these are also my kumpulan SASA. But let me say on this, dreams will not carry us to success without actions. And I hope to see the Malaysian Chinese Women Entrepreneur Foundation keep up the good work, continue helping more women entrepreneurs in making their dreams come true. Because their dream come true means that's also your dream coming true. And in line with the government's aspiration to promote and to create an ecosystem for Malaysian women to participate in all activities or in all development efforts of the country in a very inclusive environment. So thank you very much and congratulations to all of you. Thank you so much.
Ya, seterusnya tibalah masa yang kami nantikan. Majlis dengan segala hormatnya menjemput Yang Berhormat Datuk Johari bin Abdul Ghani, Menteri Keuangan kedua untuk ucapan aduan. Sila hadirin sekalian, tepuk yang baik kemuliaan Yang Berhormat Datuk Johari yang teramat mulia dan diuji第二台的共产党总理致辞。
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Rohani bin Abdul Karim, Menteri Pembangunan Wanita Keluarga dan Masyarakat, my dear friend, Bahagia Tan Sri Datuk SP, Founder and Trustee of Malaysian Chinese Women Entrepreneur Foundation, Tan Sri Pak, Presiden Wazong, Tan Sri Yotome, thank you for sponsoring dinner tonight. Distinguished guests, members of media, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, thank you for inviting me tonight with my sister, Datuk Sri Rohani. You know, when Datuk Sri Rohani start her speech, if I don't look at the stage, I think it's just like my mother advising me. And I quite something new that I learned tonight, that I think Fu Chao know how to take care of their money very well. So if that's the case, then I think I have that genetic of Fu Chao. You are true, Kak. I think very much true that I think education is very important. I would like to share with all of you today that I also come from a family, poor family. My father only have the opportunity to have education up to only primary 6, and my mother is only primary 3. And my father passed away at the age of 48. And there you go, it's only my mother take care of 6 of us. So this is the power of women. You know, I just cannot imagine how they take care all 6 of us in the family. You know, I can even own 4 public listed companies just because of education that she stressed on education to me and all to my brothers and sisters. And that's so powerful for her. So, Tansi, if this is what you do, I can guarantee you cannot fail. I can guarantee you. You know, if you look at AIMS, Amanah Ihtiam Malaysia, today Amanah Ihtiam Malaysia have 380,000 members. The loan that they give to all these women and children at the micro level is only about 5,000, 10,000. But this group of community, you may, even though a small amount of money, walaupun sikit duit dia bagi, 5,000, 10,000. But the economic benefit that they have created out of this 380 is so powerful. And every one of the penjaja, when I meet them, they employ 2-3 people. So imagine you have 380,000 people, employ 3 or 4 people, or 4 workers. So it's almost about creating 1 million job opportunities just because of that assistance that the government gave 5,000 to 10,000. So that's the reason why we create another one like the code. We want to make sure that every segment of the society, regardless whether they are Chinese, Indian, or Malays, we must make sure that dia tidak tinggal in arus pembangunan. Whenever we grow this economy, they're bound to have a group of community that will lag behind. If the government don't look into it, don't look into them, there will be imbalance in our economy. So this is very important, and that's the reason why if we look at the 2017 budget, I know the economy is not doing that well. The global economy also doesn't interest us at this moment, but we cannot neglect this group of people. Tasri, I think your video tadi I tengok pun macam mau nangis lah. I ternampak saya mother. Very good video. Nanti one day kita ada function, kita buat live stage show on that. You want me to sponsor? No problem. I will sponsor. Cuma saya berpendapat bahawa going forward, this micro business activity, because they are so important, I was trying to think about how we can have this micro Indian, micro Chinese, and then micro Malay. If we can cross that, I was looking at, take some of the Chinese micro business women to be put in place into AIMS, for example. And then the Indian community you put to the Chinese, and the Malay community you put some to the Chinese. We cross the portfolio. The reason why, because I think at the end of the day, if you want to do business in Malaysia or anywhere in the world, you cannot do business when we start splitting the races. We cannot do business when we start splitting the bangsa. Because business is universal. When I say universal, when you enter into a business world, there is no color, there is no religions. They are very universal. So we want to see how do we inculcate this micro level of financing. When they are successful, we have, kita panggil macam twinning program in education. Because we want to make sure that the Malays micro business community must understand how Chinese do business. And the Chinese must also appreciate how the Malays do business. You know, there's a lot of things that Malays, the Indians can learn from the Chinese. You know, I remember when I came back from UK, after qualifying as a chartered accountant, I worked with KPMG. And then, you know, I start my career and until at the peak of my career, I think I owned 4 public listed companies. Today, I devote my time to the government to serve the nation because I think I can engage with all business community because I think I understand what they want. You know, after going through 25 years in the corporate sector, I think I understand what the business wants. It's just that I think today we don't have a proper communication. When the government cannot do certain things, but we don't communicate with the business community. We need that communication. Kalau kita ada that communication, I think everyone will understand. Recently, I think a group of business community came and see me. They were talking about Bank Negara because they said Bank Negara tak bagi pinjam, therefore they cannot sell the properties. So I engaged two of them. So I told them, I said, look, Bank Negara is a central bank that looks after all the bank in the country. Kalau Bank Negara tidak kontrol pinjaman, in a difficult situation like this, you're going to have a problem. Why? Because we have seen it in 2008. What happened in US when people don't control about giving loan in difficult time. We are not stopping you from developing the high-end property in example. Why? Because I think everybody can build anything they want. But what we want is that in the past, bila orang buat property yang mahal-mahal, the bank can give up to 95%. And when they give 95%, the buyer just pay 5%. And the worst part is, when the bank give 95%, developer give discount 5%, basically all 100%. High end. During good time, you can do it. But difficult time, this is where we need to protect the local bank. And at the same time, I informed Bank Negara that I told Bank Negara, please, we cannot micromanage a business community because they know how to do business. But what we need is actually to facilitate. We facilitate the business. And I think this engagement that we want. And I'm trying to basically discuss with the Negara and also the Association of Bank how we can increase a little bit in terms of the requirement of debt service cover ratio so that we can allow a developer to still produce a house or to build a house 600, 700,000 within that kind of level that they can sell, but at the same time they can still get a good margin of financing. We must control that. If we don't control, you end up no one do affordable house, no one do 500,000-600,000 house, everybody do high end. So we have to control that high end financing so that when developer know that they cannot sell because the buyer cannot get the financing, then they start lowering down the value of the development that they want to do. Then we will have a two segment of the market. One, government concentrate on affordable house, 300,000, let the government do under Prima, under SPMB and so on. But the private sector can start looking into 500, 600 and 700. So I'm now looking into 5, 6, 700,000. I want to see how can Bank Negara allow some flexibility for the developer to focus and spend more time in providing a supply of this category of houses. High end will never stop. Any developer can do, but they have to take their own risk. Maybe Bank Negara can allow financing of 65% or 50%, that I leave to the Bank Negara and the bank. But my focus now to make sure that the affordable house and also that category that I mentioned, 700, 600 and 500. Dan saya harap, I think we can continue to engage with the business community. I always like to spend my time with any Chinese association, especially the one that involved in business activities, because I believe in this country, you need to drive the economy of the country through the business community, because that is the government cannot drive the business. You must allow the private sector to drive the business, and this is where I want to facilitate. I want to make sure that what are the things that I can facilitate in terms of putting the words to the Amat Berhormat Perdana Menteri in terms of tax incentive, specific sector that we need to promote, and then if you have a foreign workers issue, this is something that I want to address. It's nothing wrong to have a foreign workers. It's nothing wrong to have a foreign workers, but we must make sure that that foreign workers must go to the specific industries that locals do not want to take the job. So that, I think I want to facilitate. I think if you can, from time to time I need to have this private engagement with all these associations, because I know you are actually a key driver to drive the economy. Because we cannot leave it to the government. Government only know how to take care of the political stability, take care the rakyat, and take care group of community like micro levels of a business. That one you leave it to the government. We try to give as much as we can. But I think the real economy that drive the development of this country, drive the GDP of the country, I think must be driven by the private sector. So with that, Tan Sri SPD, thank you very much. So next time, hopefully next budget ada lagi.
Johari atas ucapan yang penuh bermakna tadi. And will be please remain on stage. Majlis ingin menjemput Dato' Johari untuk masuk bersama kami di atas pentas untuk majlis seterusnya, iaitu penyampaian sijil pelantikan kepada penasihat dan pemegang amanah MC The Breaking Foundation. And at the same time, we would like to also invite Yang Berhormat Dato' Seri Rohani on the stage to be with us for the presentation of certificates of appointment ceremony. Welcome Dato' Seri Rohani. 现在马上进行的就是由财政部第二财政部长拿督佐哈里先生颁发委任状给所有我们大马会妇女创业转型基金的信托人和顾问，就是今天晚宴的重头戏啦。有请到台上呢，有的就是我们的第二财政部长佐哈里先生，还有就是我们的妇女部长Dato' Seri Rohani。 好，首先我们要有请到台上的就是大马会妇女创业转型基金的发起人兼信托人的 Founding and Co-Trustee of Malaysian Chinese Women Entrepreneur Foundation. Please welcome Tan Sri Dato' Lim Soon Beng, SP Lim, 担任拿督林顺平先生，欢迎。是的，紧接着要有请到台上的就是我们的大马会妇女创业转型基金的14位信托人。我们首先欢迎Dr. Robert A.M. Lim 拿督林嘉怡博士到台上来。对不起，我在这里要补充一下。好的，我们请完我们的这个拿督林嘉怡博士之后呢，我们要非常热烈的掌声同声欢迎大马会妇女创业转型基金会的主席拿督林玉溪到台上来。Ya, ini sijil pelantikan kepada penasihat dan pemegang amanah. Dato Body，这也是我们的信托人哈，就在舞台旁边留步。待会儿我们来一张大合照哈，媒体朋友先不用着急。Later we gonna have a group photos and please remove on stage. Okay, and Saturday 接着我们就有请拿督林在明，我们大马华裔妇女创业转型基金的信托人拿督黄天龙先生，拿督黄天龙 ，Trustee， 这个是我们的信托人。Later we gonna have a group photos. 接着我们有请到台上来接受我们委任状的，就是拿督林在明先生，拿督林 Chai Ben welcome the stage. 是的，请我们所有的信托人先到舞台旁边留步。是的，拿督林。好的，紧接着我们有请拿督林宽成先生到台上来接受我们的委任。
Dato ini kamu Oke, good.
是的，接着有请拿督林梅珠，拿督林梅珠，我们的大马妇女创业转型基金的信托人拿督林梅珠女士。是的，谢谢拿督。接着我们要有请到台上的信托人是拿督陈桂喜，有请拿督陈桂喜先生。谢谢您接受我们的委任。有请大马华裔妇女创业转型基金信托人拿督林正玉，拿督林雄耀先生，欢迎。紧接着要有请大马华裔妇女创业转型基金信托人陈雪琪女士 ，Welcome Madam Tan So Yi。
Dato Menteri.
接着有请大马华裔妇女创业转型基金信托人陈敬聪先生 ，Welcome Mr. Chin Kim Chong。And now we welcome our trustee, Mr. Sohaili bin Ahmad of the State Winners. Welcome, Mr. Sohaili.
感觉 kita satu set, oke.
And now we welcome Dr. Shahrul Azman bin Abdul Razak, our trustee, Dr. Shahrul Azman bin Abdul Razak, to be on stage with us. Thank you. 紧接着有请大马华裔妇女创业转型 紧接着要有请马来西亚中华总商会钟总永久名誉会长丹西拿多林元德的代表到台上来接受我们的委任。好的，那我们的丹西不在场，接着我们有请马来西亚中华大会堂总会也就是华总永久名誉顾问丹西郑福成局宣导台上来。And all the advisors, please remain seated. We're going to have a group photos. And here is Sansri, 郑如成，请 Sansri 留步。接着我们有请马来西亚连续总商会的荣誉顾问 Dansy 林伟才博士到台上来接受我们的委任。